The other thing under the price of related goods that will shift a demand curve is what we call complements. Now, a complement is a good or goods which are used together. Goods which are used together. So shirts and ties, pants and belts, shoes and shoestrings, cars and gasoline, cars and tires, peanut butter and jelly, right? All of those types of things would be complements or complementary goods. All right, now we're going to look at this the same way as we did substitutes. We're going to go in and we're going to look at two goods side by side, price and quantity, price and quantity. And in this example, I'm going to have hot dogs, so we'll have HDs over here, there's your hot dogs, and hot dog buns over here, because hot dogs and hot dog buns will be complementary goods. So I have a downward sloping demand curve for hot dogs, and I have a downward sloping demand curve for hot dog buns. So starting with hot dogs, let's say right now the going market price of hot dogs is $1 per package. And if you really like hot dogs, let's say the quantity demanded of hot dogs is going to be Q naught. Now, ceteris paribus, the only thing that has changed is that now the price of hot dogs has increased, let's say, to $2 per package. Since price is the only thing that has changed, the quantity demanded of hot dogs is going to decline. But if you think about this, since the price of hot dogs has gone up and people are consuming fewer hot dogs, that means that they are going to consume fewer hot dog buns. Therefore, the demand for hot dog buns is going to shift back into the left, or there will be a decrease in demand for hot dog buns. So if the price of a complement increases, the demand, and that's the key word here, for its complement will decrease. So again, if the price of hot dogs gets more expensive, people will consume fewer hot dogs, so the quantity demanded will go down. But they will also consume fewer hot dog buns, so therefore the demand for hot dog buns will decline. And the exact opposite of this will work as well. If the price of a complement decreases, the demand for its complement will increase. And thus that demand curve will shift out into the right. The fourth shifter of the demand curve is going to be what we call preferences. Preferences are what you like or dislike. And in fact, a lot of fad items like Beanie Babies and the newest Christmas toys and things like that fall under what we call tastes and preferences. So if people's preferences increase for a particular good, that means there will be an increase in demand for that particular good. And thus that demand curve will push out into the right. If people don't want that item anymore, or it goes out of style, the tastes and preferences for that item will decline, and thus that entire demand curve for that good will shift back into the left. And the fifth and final shifter of the demand curve are what we call expectations of future price. Expectations of future price. So a lot of people go out and they have their buying behavior dictated today based on what they believe the price is going to be in the future. So if people expect price to increase in the future, what they will do is go out and increase their demand for that good now before the price gets too high or goes up. And therefore the demand for that good will push out and to the right. If, on the other hand, people expect that the price of a good will decrease in the future, people will wait until that price decrease happens. They won't buy as much of it now. Therefore, the demand for that good will increase now before that price actually goes down. So people will buy less of it now based on something other than the actual price. So those are the 5 things that will go in and shift the demand curve in one direction or the other.